Ah, for crying out loud. Sorry, I was just talking. Ay, ay, ay. I am having so many technical difficulties. So I was just talking the entire time without audio. I was saying symmetrical triangles, yo-yos, right? Want it to either choose a direction up or choose a direction down, not for have it to go sideways like this, right? So this is where, again, makes trading not fun. And I hear thunderstorm outside. Guys, we're having thunderstorms here today. So hopefully I don't get cut off with my sound for you guys. So due to the indecision, sometimes, again, if you're trying to go bullish or create a watch list with the indecision, it gets really messy, right? Because a lot of times, you know, if you go long, it just might pop up really quick in the morning and then it dumps. Or if you try to go short, you know, it'll drop really quick and then bounce back up. Because when you see this start happening, you have 1, 2, 3 times this week, you see it kind of falling 1, 2, 3, and then what? Boom, it props back up, right? And it kind of holds. So this is where the yo-yo effect comes in and really can mess with you. So that's why you got to be very careful. Again, don't trade our watch list, our watch list alerts just because an alert goes off. You have to know the patterns. And that's why I take our courses if you're new. Don't trade with real money until you know patterns, until you practice making trades. So at this point, you can see not much probably on the bullish scanner, but we're going to see if there's anything worth looking at. And that is ugly. I don't know what that is. That's just one candle. I don't know if that just opened up. Well, that's a way to start the day. So not liking that. Not liking this one. Like, this is the stuff, right? When you see the markets and why you wonder, like, hey, you know, you can see sometimes this week, you know, I think there's one day we didn't do a watch list and then didn't do a swing trade watch list for today because look at this. Like, SPI, you look at, this is the stuff you start to see. Crazy looking inverted hammer / shooting star. Yeah, so Donnie says, but think of it like this. If you can learn to trade like this, you can trade in everything. Very, very, very true. Very true. Absolutely true. NEPT, you know, you fall right here. You got the spinning top candle right around here. So you look at stuff like this and you're like, well, would this be a potentially bullish play or potentially bearish play? I mean, it could go either way. And you got to be very careful, especially with these small cap stocks. They can pump and dump either way. So when I'm trying to do these watch lists for you guys, I ideally want to give you guys some room to move, right? Something that's clearly holding its highs or holding its lows. So room to move up or room to continue to fall. And sometimes it's very difficult. Like, we can't come up with something if the scanners don't show it, right? When you start seeing a lot of this stuff and a lot of this is where it becomes a challenge. You want to see it either do this, like fall down, or, you know, again, this is a bad chart, like go up or down. I'll show you as I see stuff. Again, another one, spinning top candle right here. Very difficult to trade that. NFEC, another one. Look at this, spinning top candle. SHLD, you know, again, price right below the moving average lines. You know, it's just not a good pattern. SPAR, another one. Look at this. It goes up, it comes back down. Super difficult to trade. ZSAN, you could do, look at this one. So look at this. Just like a candle right, just smack with all the, moving average lines. Do you use TD as an execution broker? For a play account, I do. I use more interactive brokers. So I kind of switch between interactive brokers and TD for a play account. ESNC. See this, guys? Do you guys see that every stock I'm showing you, it's just another one. High wave candle, indecision. CDNA. Still like, right? It may have found a support, but it's like right near resistance. So it's just, there's really not a good setup there. SESN, another one kind of holding right below the moving average lines. LSCC, a high wave candle. What direction is it going to go? Up or down? It's not giving you direction. GLYC, now you're looking at something more of like, okay, I'd stop to potentially look at here. say, okay, price is now, the blue line's the 9 EMA. The green is the 13, red is the 20. So now you can see it's holding its highs. There might be possible room to go up to the 20 EMA. Now I'd look at the hourly and say, okay, this is one I would potentially look at. So now you can see the hourly, you can see a double bottom, bottom here, might be looking to set up and break out. And then you have some resistance right around that 1684, that 200 SMA. You know, go back to the daily, and you can see 1500. You also can see the 1621 at the 20 EMA, right? So you can see this 20 EMA 1621 area is some possible resistance. So if it can get above the 13, there's some potential. I don't like putting stuff as much when it's smack dab in the moving average for you guys, average lines for you guys. But when you see, again, this is the first one I've been able to look at out of what, a dozen or two. That's even the potential to look at. And that's why, again, you know, when you do the watch list, it's a very difficult in the decision mode. So sometimes I'll put some on for you guys to watch, but that's why we say don't just trade something just because it's on the watch list. Okay, you guys are talking about CMEG. That's Dan's expert. He's more of a knows more about CMEG than I do. So let's do this. So GLYC, again, don't love it. It's one to keep an eye on. Might be setting up. Might have a chance right here. So let's see. Watch if price can get above 13 EMA with resistance at 20 EMA around 1621. So that is for GLYC, which is right here. So again, if it can get above that green line, the 13 EMA, look at the red line, that 1621 resistance. Come on. SRNE. Let's take a look at the hourly. This one's possible. Let me just do this drawing. Kind of has a cup and handle. Excuse me, or an inverse head and shoulders, right? You can see this is on the hourly chart, a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. I'm just reading the comments here. Lots of talking going on here. So you can see kind of left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You can see the neckline kind of going up at that 726. 760 area. Again, really choppy, really messy. You can see a pattern. Don't really love it, but you can see a clearly defined pattern. 726, maybe up to 760s, going back to the daily chart. So now you're saying, okay, 1, 2, kind of 3 tests of a top. If it can get above, you know, it's 725 area. Again, that's 760s. Some resistance. So there's some potential room to run. I don't love it, right? But again, you know, I mean, what can you do when the market's, it only can give you what it's giving you. So this, again, this is where you decide, hey, do I not trade at all? Or are these the times where, like, I trade and I can say, well, if it breaks above 725, it's got some room to run to 760. There's a potential for 40 cents. You might only be able to, on a day, you know, with the market's crazy like this, you might only be able to scalp 10, 12 cents out of it if it goes up, right? It might go up real quick and then drop down, right? So these are when it becomes, trading becomes a real grind, and you have to be very careful. But like on something like this, how would you go long or short on it, right? It's a mess, right? It's a messy pattern. So when you see stocks that are like this, kind of trading sideways and doing this, you got to be very careful. So what is this here? 760s. Let me do this. And look, it's a 5-cent spread stock. All that to say, I'm not even putting that thing on. No wonder why. I should have known. These candlesticks are messy. I should have known that. I don't like those stocks. I don't like 5-cent spread stocks. Can I look at BLNK? Yes, I will. Let's take a look. So let's clear these drawings. BLNK. Not looking so hot. Kind of a cup and this crazy handle, or it's just a mess. Pattern's a mess. Could it go? So this is the problem. This is the problem with a stock like this. It pumps and then it like dumps up and like see pumps, dumps. This pattern just, it's a mess, you know. But if you kind of started to like really zone in on it, you could do this. And then do this, right? Then you start to see, okay, it's kind of in a descending triangle, right? So if you're looking to go bullish on this, I mean, could it? Sure. I mean, you can see maybe a bull pennant right here, or a pennant pattern. So you can kind of do this, right? So now you can say, well, maybe it's a pennant, but you could also see this is a descending triangle. Descending triangle. So you have a descending triangle within a descending triangle. Could this thing pump? Sure. But look at it. It's just a garbage looking chart. Can you check DPW? Is it worth investing into at its lowest? So I think your question is going to trigger me to say stuff right now. So when anybody says invest into penny stocks or small cap stocks, very, very caution. We got to say very cautious. How do you invest in a stock like this, right? I don't know about the stock long term, but you have to be very careful saying the words invest with pump and dump stocks and small cap stocks. Again, this stock might be great long term, but look at it. It is at its lowest, but I mean, it's garbage. The chart's garbage. Look at it. Pumped up to $6. All the bag holders up here are losing all their money. It's coming back down here. So yes, it's at its base, but I mean, this thing needs a serious reversal change. You're welcome, Tommy. I'm not trying to be harsh. I just, when I see a chart like this, I'm like, and then you say invest. Again, no, nothing to you. We just try to like tell newbies, don't even think about using the words invest with something like this. Trade it, sure. You know, you could say, well, how about swing trade it? Can I swing trade something like this? I mean, look at it, you know, look at a chart like this, and I mean, let me zoom in. Look at a chart like this, and I'm like, how the heck would I swing trade this thing? This is a yo-yo. Like, if you got in down here, then maybe you got out up here. So, like, you'd have to get, like, a great entry, and then you're just like, this is crazy. This is just a sign of a crazy pumping and dumping. But you got to remember, guys, most of these small cap stocks are pump and dumps. They're traded by day traders who pump them up, short them down. All just up and down, up and down. You can make great money day trading these. But long term and stuff, got to be careful, man. You got to have guts of steel to trade. Like, hold. Like, how do you hold during this? This is crazy. I see a hammer, and I didn't know if I should jump in. Let me see. This is more of a spinning top. This is an inverted hammer if you're referring to this. Possibly. Sure. But, you know, again, it's just, again, it can do anything. This thing could pump up to $2 tomorrow. There's no rhyme or reason. So I try to teach you guys charts and technicals, and this is right here. It's just, I personally would never even look at it, but it could pump up, you know. Lucian, are the scanners available on the Trade Ideas link? The scanners that I do at night for Thinkorswim are under our members only videos. No problem, Tommy. So if you go to our members only page, you'll see right up over in, where the heck did that page go? Right up in here, we put our scanners under the members only videos. Do you trade any of the $half stocks pump these days? Are you referring to the 5-cent spread stocks? I like hardly ever trade 5-cent spread stocks. I do trade penny stocks, but not 5-cent spread stocks. I hate those. So going back to the watch list, as you can see, it's just garbage. Again, look, zoom in. What do you do? Look at this candle. Crazy. ABIO. Another one, just it's a mess. So these are where, again, you're usually safer, just don't trade. Or rather than just not trading, watch for our trade ideas link that we post every day. So we post trade ideas every day right over here. You'll see our screen share. So right now, the watch list, I'm going to take a look at the bearish side, see if there's anything to show you guys. But right now, it's not looking so hot. But tomorrow, trade ideas, the market might choose a direction, and trade ideas will pick up what's moving. So if there's something on our watch list, that's why we share trade ideas. Great resource for you guys to use. What stock market or which books or resources do you find? You mean the gappers? Are you saying? I'm not a huge fan. Oh, do I trade pump and dumps? I am a little less. That's not Dan. It's more Dan style. I'm not a fan of it. So we have the trade ideas up. Our trade room talks again. We have trade ideas up all day long. People are talking our trade room all about it. My style is just not. It's not my style. I like more mid-range, higher range. Dan, he really likes trading the low float parabolic movers. I'm just more like I like time to make my decision. I like scalp my 10, 15, 20 cents, having conservative stops. And that's why I'm trying to teach you guys that, because like, if you've been noticing on my streams, when I teach you guys, if you pay attention to the patterns, you know how to trade the mid and high float stocks, then you just do the same thing with the low float. You just gotta, again, you're gonna probably have to adjust your risk management, right? With medium and higher float stocks, you can have tighter stops, have more time to make decisions. With the low float stocks, you're going to have a lot more reward, but also a lot more risk. So that's why we try to teach you guys. If you're new, don't trade low floaters until you can trade medium and high floaters. But once you learn the patterns with the medium and the high floaters, it's the same thing. You just got to find those same patterns with the low floaters and transition it. It's just, I'm just not a, my style is just, I'm more of a swing trader or a day trader, like slower, right? Slow, like kind of medium, higher flow, get myself some time. I like time. I like time to make my decisions. But again, if you're not a member, or for those that are members, our trade room talks about the low floaters all day long. We share trade ideas all day long. Again, it's a matter of your preference, right? Can you look at the last stock for me? PED. I'm a newbie. Awesome, Andrew. Welcome. I believe PED. Yeah, so let me go back over there. PED. Let's see if we can find something at on this watch list. So XSII, before I look at PED, if I forget, just remind me. It's just, I don't like it. Let's see. Maybe it can go up to 265, but like, just look at the charts. Garbage. PED. Yeeks. Yikes. So PED, pumped and dumped, right? Pump, dump. Now, it's again, could easily fall, but then tomorrow this could, again, so that's where, with these pump and dump stocks, right? Look at this, it does nothing, completely pumps up, suckers in all the new traders up here. They get trapped because they listen to a guru or a chat pumping service, and then they're stuck up here, right? So then they try to scare you, then they sell it down. You're getting scared to sell down here. But meanwhile, this thing can go back up again before it dumps again. So this is where there's no pattern, right? There's no pattern to show you here. There's one strict pattern. Pump, dump, and then we'll see what happens tomorrow. Buyers could come back in, or this thing could tank. It's just, as far as the technicals, it's awful, Let me see. Tommy says, Disney's looking like a cup and handle, and it's making a triangle. I want to understand if we're both looking at the same pattern. Let's take a look. DIS. Disney, good eye. So you can see a cup, very good eye. Very, very good eye. So you can see, yep, a cup, and you can see a handle. And this is one we might actually look to put this on the potential swing watch list. Let's take a look closer. So you can see the handle right here, great eye. And you can see kind of the top of that cup, like right around here, and it's adjusts, right? Sometimes a cup, right? So cup, handle, it's got some room to move. So big cup, and then you'd zoom in on the hourly, see what's going on, and say, now it's a little bit, so now you're looking at, this is a falling wedge, right? So it's a falling wedge, needs to break out. It's got angular resistance here. So it's got a long ways it's got to go. So then you got to look at it. This needs to break out. It's getting closer. It's near angular resistance, near a cup and handle. And these two candlestick patterns are not looking great. So you can see the cup and handle, but look, you could have gotten faked out right here thinking it's going to pop out, and what it do? It just kept falling. So right now it's kind of difficult. I look at it and I'm like, I want to see this start to break out, you know, probably right around that 106 area or so, right around this area. I'd want to see it start to break out of this handle before I look at it. But again, you got to be careful of this trapping. Is it possible to use scanner options TD to verify if a stock has bottomed out or soon reverse and rise in value? TD has so many different scanners. I use just basically a very simple high and low scanner. Whatever's running high in the day, or whatever's bullish and whatever's bearish. I'm not a very techy guy. So you might want to call TD, or somebody else might have. I'm not the most techie guy. TD's incredible. Their customer service, if you haven't called them, I've called TD Ameritrade probably hundreds of times in my life, and 90-something% of the time or more I get good service. I am one of those high maintenance customers that's always calling them. So guys, as you can see with this watch list, I'm not finding much bullish. Now this is one I would potentially look at. The problem is that there's really not a history of this stock, right? There's really not. I mean, look at the chart. So I'd look at this as a potential reversal, right? Potential reversal, but there's not really a history on this thing. And the spreads are just awful. So I would look at this if it was a normal stock as okay, potential reversal, room to run to the moving average lines, but I can't even look at this stock because of there's really no history. MDXG, let's look at the hourly. Possible, if it can get above that 656 level, might be doing kind of a cup pattern. Maybe looking to break out. You can see 750. There's a gap between 750 and 819. Let's look at the daily. Let's see, okay. This is maybe, right? Somebody's at my door. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So it wasn't close, which I figured I haven't bought and closed much in a while. It was Amazon. That's the new addiction. George, George is saying, I'm trying to access the scanners right now. I'm a paid member, but it says waiting for presenter. Well, Trade Ideas shuts down at the end of the day. It doesn't work at the end of the day. If you want to know what our scanners are under, where is it right here? For our Think or Swim ones. So we have our Trade Ideas scanner each day. When the market ends at 4, the scanners, it stops working. or it's not really picking up, or it kind of does at times. You have to check with Dan. I don't ever use it after market, so I don't really pay attention. I might have something actually running for the gappers after market. So Dan, I'm not sure if that's not working right now, but our members only videos has our regular scanners on how to set up in Thinkorswim. Dan is doing the screen sharing right now, so he may have taken it down off his computers. We typically run them to run trade ideas from like 9 to 4 each day. We don't run it 24 hours. Let's go back to the watch list. So again, this is rough. At this point, 650. Let me go back to the hourly. 657 up to the base of 749. Okay, so let's do this. Watch if price can get above 657-ish with resistance at base of gap on 1 hour around 750-ish. So see if price can get above that 657-ish area with price at the base of the gap. Right now that's 750. Some potential for it to room to run if it can get above that 657-ish area. MDXG. All right, so NIHD, don't like that one. Nope. And nope, again, another spinning top candle right in the middle of moving average lines. ZFGN, just a messy chart. ATIS, nope, not there, very difficult. UUUU. Yeah, I mean, this is one, okay, this is holding its highs. I would take a look at this. Broke out. Let me take a look now on a weekly chart. Got some room to maybe run up to 270s area. Now, and then you have some support here right around 220. You just got to be careful, right? So now the market's looking not so hot, kind of bearish, have a bullish breakout. So now going into a Friday, when it's starting to broach overextended, you're like, eh. You know, that's where it gets very kind of iffy, right? You know, so it's how do you continue, you know, again, when the market's kind of going down. Now, again, the market might bounce tomorrow. So this is where, again, where it gets tricky, right? It's not like, hey, the market's going bullish right now. So this might have a really good chance of a bullish continuation the next day. So this could be one of those ones that pops up really quick and dumps. So we'll put it on because there's really not a lot to look at. Again, we're building a watch list, things to keep an eye on. So price or watch for potential continuation after breakout with resistance around 270-ish. UUUU. All right, so Joan. Nope. Look at that. Another messy camera. Or a messy candle. GBR. Garbage. AMMA. Garbage. So I know I'm going kind of quick, so I'll slow down again. Pump up, dump in the middle of a chart that's garbage, right? Trading sideways, all pumping and dumping. AMMA. Again, you can make lots of money trading pump and dumps, but you need the right setup. We put setups on there for you guys every day, but when the market gets to the way it is right now, it gets harder until it chooses a direction, right? So you can see here, pump up, going down, pump up, coming down. At this point, Again, trickier, right? This one could go at any moment, but it's just sometimes you can't catch these. That's why we recommend, again, trade ideas, because trade I might not catch it now, but tomorrow morning on trade ideas, it might just hit trade ideas and blow up, right? So that's why you have to have a good watch list, and then as well as trade ideas. Some of the stuff on our watch list goes really great, and then some days it's a challenge and it goes slow, and that's why we use trade ideas. Again, this one pumped up, came right back down. Not looking so hot. HUSA, look at that. What is that? That's a, what do I call that? A high wave candle, long-legged doji. You know, very challenging. MNGA, nope. Again, another kind of inverted hammer. Lots of volume, but like, look at this thing, just doing nothing, right? What is this? VVPR. So this is one I would drill in maybe and look at a little bit more, where now it's pumped up, closing above the moving average lines, resistance right around that 200 SMA, around 290. So it pumped up, came right back down. Now you have kind of almost like a pennant pattern forming here. Let me take a look at the hourly. So, I mean, that's the thing though, right? So it goes up, comes back down. Now price has to deal and contend with this entire wick right here, and this is where it just gets too messy, you know. So I don't like it. CEI, another garbage chart, kind of shooting star. So what did you guys see? I went through everything here on a bullish chart. I put 3 in the watch list, and I'm not thrilled with any of them, right? So this is where, again, guys, it's just the market has to choose a direction. So we're going to look at the bearish side of things and see if it's any better, right? So now we'll go now to a bearish scan and see, look, if you look at the bearish scan, there's not a ton more of plays on there than on the bullish, right? So there might be a few to look at, but again, when market gets indecision, it's tough to find plays either bullish or bearish. So we build the watch list as best as we can. We use trade ideas. If the setup's there, you take a trade. If the setup is not there, remember, nobody is forcing you to take a trade, right? No one's forcing you to make a trade. We want to make trades. We want to make money in the market, right? But we want to trade the best setups. If a chat room or a guru is pumping a stock or something like that, does that mean you should get in on it? No. It means you should know how to trade the support and resistance. The guru might be trying to go and scalp 8 cents, right? Remember, we say this over and over and over again. If I have $100,000 in my account, you know, I can buy 10,000 shares of a dollar stock, let's say, let it move 10 cents, and I can make $1,000 that day, right? If you only have 10,000 in your account and it moves 10 cents, then you would only make $100, right? So I can take, I'm not saying me, I'm not saying I have 100,000 in my account, but, you know, let's say I did, you know, on a day that's like I said, I might be able to take a watch list like this that's not looking so hot, go and scale in right tomorrow with a decent quick scalp setup, make $1,000 and be done, right? You don't need to trade the low floaters, right? You can do it with the medium and the high floaters. You can do them with the low floaters too, right? But now if I go in with trying to, you know, with buying 10,000 shares just to trying to scalp 10 cents and the trade goes against me 30 cents really quick on a pump and dump, now instead of making $1,000, I could lose 3,000 if I lose 30 cents really quick, right? So again, remember, risk reward, but don't get caught up on the illusion of just because somebody's making $1,000 in a day, you have to ask yourself, how many shares did they make, right? So my whole point being in all of that is, look, so we just did the bullish side of things, not looking so hot. We're going to go to the bearish side of things and see if it's any better. Right here, completely falling, but again, oversold, huge gap. And look, massive wick right here. Go to the daily or the weekly at weekly lows and all-time lows. So this one's kind of like a hard one where you can't, it could keep falling, sure, or the buyers could come back in. Again, just because it's falling doesn't mean you put it on the watch list. So I don't like it right now because I don't know what direction it can go. It could go either way. DFBG pumps, comes down again, very like high wave indecision candle. Can't tell, right? There's no kind of direction. Is this thing going to fall or go back up? Don't like it. KERX. Now, this one's falling more. Let me remove the designs here. Oh, I'm getting to PFIE, so cool. Good heads up. I'll take a look. So this one's starting to fall. And if we look at resist, so now you can see it failed support right around that 391 area. Now we got to go to the weekly chart and see, is there any more? Right around this 280s level. So right around here, you know, you can see price is kind of fallen, might be coming back up. So now I'd be like, okay, I would have considered it, but now it looks like the buyers, you know, there's support right around that what is this, $3? So this is one to potentially look at, but then you can see Fidelity, you know, TD Ameritrade doesn't have shares to borrow. So most people don't have brokers that they could, you know, short with something like this. And then you can look for a potential dip buy. It's just, on this one, it's just not very fun to look at. PFIE. Now this one is clearly falling, failing the moving average lines. So this is right now choosing a direction. It's broaching oversold. You can see some support right here at that 372 at the where it fell right here. Then I would go to the hourly. Okay, so hourly oversold, might get a pop to the moving average line. Still could continue falling. You know, I would look at probably the 350-ish area as support. So at this one, you could basically look at support in here and say, like, okay, you know, if I can't short this thing, you know, maybe I'll look to dip buy around the 350s if support holds, right? So we'll put this as a short at or below, but as you can see, support around the 350s. If 350s holds, it might be a chance for a potential dip buy. So let's do this. Possible short with support around 350. Also watch for a potential dip by around 350. So this is where now we start to, at or below. Let me do this. At or below 380, PFIE. So watch if it'll continue falling. If it does, look for support around 350. So if you have a broker that can short, maybe like Interactive Brokers, this might be a quick short. Or you can let it fall. If the buyers come in around 350, there might be a reversal for a possible dip buy, right? Can I look at AMC for a short swing? Let's take a look. AMC. These charts. The yo-yo. Yo-yo-yo. The yo-yo effect. Look at this channel. Yeesh. Yeesh. This is tough, right? You're saying short. You want to look for for a shorter swing or for a short. I'm not sure if you mean by short or a short swing. If you're looking for a swing to possibly go up, possibly. I mean, you got the cup and handle. Needs to. Let's do this. It's this. So you have the handle. Good eye if you're looking at this for a potential cup and handle breakout. Problem right now is like this, like right around this, needs to get above 1650. It's this wick candle messes things up right now. So it needs to get out and get above that 1650. Let me take a look at the hourly. Possibly, it's still kind of in this like, you know, falling wedge. Needs to break out and get above 1650. If it can get above 1650, there's a possibility. Yeah, it's bull flagging right now in the hourly. This might be trying to break out. So one to possibly keep an eye on. I might put it on the watch list as something to keep an eye on for you guys, because I don't even know. God knows what the heck the watch list is gonna look like when I get to that. But you know, good eye on AMC. It's possible to watch at. For a put, see, the thing is, it's hard. I wouldn't go put on this one because you have buyers came back in here, so now it could go either way. It's right smack in the middle, and here's a cup, big cup and handle. So I'd look at this again as more of a potential for a breakout, but it could break down. It's right in the middle of this, the handle, so it could go either way. I like it for a potential of a bullish play, believe it or not, but it could go either way at this point, especially with the market. It's not looking so hot. ASV, that one's really falling. Let's take a look at the daily right now. All-time lows. So at all-time lows, spread's really awful. Don't like it. Are you guys seeing this? You guys are watching now for about 45 minutes, and I've barely gotten 4 on the watch list, and I don't like any of them. So this is trading, guys. When the market does this, it's in the middle of a symmetrical triangle. It's not choosing direction. You can't force something if it's not there. So here's something I'd like to look at. I'm going to zoom in. This is Frontier. Timber. There it goes. Let's take a look at Frontier. Oh, it's not at all-time lows. Man, there's still room for that bad boy to fall. Ah, oh my goodness. That is not good. Not good at all for Frontier. That's looking really bad. Because this could fall easily down. Look at this. Like, ouch. That chart is really bad. Because now you can see there's no bait below that 527. There's no, I mean, this could easily fall. This is not good. So at this point, this one I would look more of a short or a dip buy if the buyers come in. For Frontier's sake, I hope the buyers come in, because this is not good. What is this? Price about to break base of descending triangle and could fall down to 192 area. That's scary. Really scary for people owning Frontier. So my whole point being here, there's no support in sight until you see 192. So this is like no man's land at this point. Look at this. This is awful. So again, you could look for it for a potential short, or you could watch and see if the buyers come back in and possible dip buy. So we'll put Frontier as a potential timber, or maybe the buyers will come in at some point. Able. Nope. That's a terrible chart. ACHV. Again, why is it terrible chart? Again, goes up, and then you have this like kind of shooting star big candle. Lots of volume, but it's a mess. ACHV. Just trading sideways, doing nothing. TBIO. Look at that. Pumps up, and what do you get? A gravestone doji. That thing's probably going to come down at some point, but again, Not a good looking chart. FTR, PR. All right, so this one's clearly falling. You have support around 950. Or now, where is this? Let me zoom in. 950 on the weekly. Monthly. So this is at all-time lows. So now how far could it go, right? You know, once it gets to all-time lows, it gets a little bit challenging because you have no support levels to judge off of. With this one, I'm going to put this one as a potential dip buy because it's at all-time lows. All-time lows, really oversold. So at this point, I would do a 955, remove drawing. It's got a lot of room to potentially go up. So at this point, I would do this. At or above. So at all time lows, watch for potential dip buy with resistance around 1060s. Dip buy. So you see that? All-time lows. Watch for a dip buy. Resistance is the top of this candle. See if it can get a pop. FTR PR. ACBA. Nope. So this one I like to see a little bit more. This one gives me a little bit of direction. Free falling. I can see a support line right around this $9 area. It's starting to get oversold, but not quite there yet. Let me look at the hourly. You know, let's see if you can fail that 1050 area. It's a bit oversold on the hourly. So at this point, you can say, well, this has been really seriously falling. Could fall a lot more. Might be a possible dip buy. You know, you can see it's really oversold on the hourly. You know, might get a pop to maybe 11 bucks. So this is one to possibly, let's take a look at. You know, this one might get some buyers in from 1050 to maybe up to 11 bucks. So this one could continue to fall. It's not looking good at all. I'm going to look at this one for a potential dip buy up to 11 bucks. Watch for potential dip buy with resistance around $11. Could this easily fall? Sure. You can see 4 red days. So just like when you see 3+ green days, watch for the shorts. After you see 3+ red days, watch for the potential buyers to come in. So this one might get a quick pop up. You can see resistance around 11 bucks. Could it fall? Sure. So this is easily shortable as well. This one could be a short. So this one's dangerously close to failing support. Right around that 1550 range. You can see some support around that 1470. But then again, it's getting kind of oversold as well. So buyers might come back in. What's up, Frank? Why did I pick $11 for that one? Which one was that again? Is it this one? Oh shoot, did I not put it on the watch list? What the heck? Which one is the one I was just looking at? I don't know why I don't see it now. Oh, INAP. I chose $11 because right here, two tests right here, support here, support then becomes resistance. And then at the hourly, I also looked at the 9 EMA on the hourly. So right between the 9 and the 13. So I kind of looked right at 11, especially being a whole dollar amount. So right here, when you then go to the daily, then it transitions right across, right over here. Boom, boom. And that's what I'm saying. If you can get a quick scalp between 10.60s to $11. If it, again, this one could go either way. INAP could continue to fall, or it can get a dip buy, right? This is where it's very hard to choose directions with a market, right? With price right near support, angular support, and a symmetrical triangle. I don't like that one. Galt. Mess. GPRE. Don't like it. Hurts. All right, so this is, again, this is the stuff I like to see. I like to see something clearly in a direction. I like to see clear support areas right down in here. 4+ red days, so be careful. Look for a potential bounce. So this could easily keep falling, but keep also aware of a potential bounce. And you can see this area right here is a left shoulder, a head up here. Be prepared for at some point a very big potential bounce to form a right shoulder. So as this is continuously falling, which you could easily still short it, it might. Now again, if you go back to the hourly or go to the hourly, you know, it's very oversold. Could it keep falling? For sure. But, you know, I'd watch this one for a potential, you know, potential dip buy. You know, you can see that 20 EMA, or that's the 50. No, that's a 20. So this one may be looking to try to reverse a little bit. And you can see kind of right up here, right around that 1620 area. Watch for a potential dip buy. Could it fall? Sure. Again, we don't know what this market's going to do. This thing can completely fail support tomorrow, or the buyers might continue to come in and push it up. So I'm going to put 1620. So let's do this. What is that? 16. What was that? 16. Shoot, what was that? 1620s. So at or above. So watch for potential dip buy with resistance around 1620s. HTZ. With INAP, I'm just, Tommy, I'm not sure if you're referring to me at all. Again, it's tough for, again, with something like Hertz. This is showing very bearish, right? This one could easily fall. It is easy to borrow. It is shortable. You can look for a potential short. The problem is you got to be careful. Again, 3+ green days, 3+ red days. Watch for, after 3+ green days, the shorts to start coming in. Might take the 4th or 5th day. Happens, right? And when a stock sells off like this, you know, after 3+ red days, watch for the buyers to start to come back in. There might be a 4th or 5th red day, but at some point, whatever goes up must at some point come back down. Whatever goes down at some point, you know, comes back up. Doesn't mean to previous levels, but, you know, These moving average lines are like rubber bands. The further away you get from them, they want to snap back. They want to snap back, right? Overextended, they want to pull back. Oversold, they want to pull back. And let me see here. Let me see. Just a mess, guys. Really a mess. These are the days where you're just like, huh? Friday, I might just want to say, I ain't trading, man. I want to see what's going to go on next week. This is crazy. Trying to find some good stuff for you guys, but it's you can see, you've been watching the video, scans are not looking good. That's dangerously close to dropping right here. It's a possible head and shoulders. I'll take a look at Sirius in a second. Make sure, remind me if I forget, Dale. Support. Don't like it. So this is one I would potentially look again, bear flagging all the way down, which I don't like. Or you know, if you're bullish on it, it's bearish, oversold, might have a chance of getting a pop. Let's go back to the daily. You know, 4+ red days. You know, this thing might have a possible setup for a dip buy. You can see support being held at right now right at 550. If 570 up to 602, you know, we'll see if this thing can reverse, maybe get a pop. Four red days, oversold. Keep an eye on potential dip buy. Watch for potential dip buy with resistance around $6. RRD. GIMP. Nope. ACAD. Nope. And let's look at Siri. Sorry to make you wait, Dale. All right, so now, this is one I like to look at. Finally, I can see something of a potential pattern here, right? I can see a bullish harami. Red candlestick, green candlestick inside of that red candlestick. I can see some support here around 660. Now the only problem is you have the resistance right up and, you know, making $7. You're at 682, and now you have the moving average line. So this is where it's like, okay, I see a pattern, might want to reverse, but just so close to resistance, you know? So that's where it gets a little bit frustrating. Let me look at the hourly. I mean, it needs to get out of, you know, I mean, right above $7. I mean, you have the 50 SMA, you have $7, you have this angular resistance at 710 and then 722, and I'm just like, you know, difficult, right? It's got all of this to contend with. It could definitely pop back up. So at this point, I don't like it. And so all of this, guys, right? An hour. We went an hour, grinded through. Not much to look at. Frustrating, right? This is what happens. You know, when the market goes up, and it comes down, and then you go right back to the futures. And all of this grinding on everything I just showed you here is because price, you can see, look, angular resistance, angular support. Now we could just kind of just remove these. I'll keep that drawing there. You'll see, look. You see this? Buyers came in here, they came in here, they came in up here. You know, if buyers start failing this area and this falls, you know, it's got some room to fall. Moving average lines aren't looking so good. Next up is this 200 SMA right down here at 2668. Let me just do this right here. Price could easily fall down here, but then look what's going to happen there. If price falls down to here, then you're going to have to extend the angular support out here. It's this big, long, symmetrical triangle mess. And so you can see it falls down, goes back up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And there you go. Connect these lines, and now you can see these lines are resistance. These lines are support, and then you have all this mess inside, right? So, hence, welcome to indecision, guys, right? Ideally, like we've been saying, you want the market to go up or you want it to go down, meaning choose a direction. You can trade a much easier when it chooses a direction. But as you can see, we've been grinding this out, all this trading sideways, all this trading sideways. You have to be very careful. Remember, the only one that's forcing you to trade is you, right? You're the only one that puts that pressure on yourself to trade. And now I look at this watch list. You saw me go both bullish and bearish, and really, I look at this, and tomorrow's watch list is a crapshoot, right? It's a total crapshoot. I don't know. I mean, it's just what's going to happen tomorrow. This could easily fail support, and they could all just market could tank down to 2668 area. It could go back up, and it could go trade. It could do this, right? It could do all this. It could just bounce around right in here in between the moving average lines and have indecision. So we could go long on something right here, potential, and then it like pops up, comes back down. Or you can go short, and then it goes and pops back up. Or you can go for a dip buy, and then it dips a little, right? So this is one of those things, guys. This is the market. It's got to choose a direction. Get above these moving average lines or fall below it. Pick a direction. Right now, it's not choosing to choose a direction. It's all massive indecision. But don't be fooled. Again, go back to the weekly charts. You know, the market's still been going up, right? But look at this. Symmetrical triangle on the weekly. So you saw my drawings on the daily went to the weekly, and guess what? When I go to the monthly, what do you see when you zoom in? Perfectly nice symmetrical triangle. What does that tell you guys? Indecision. You're welcome, Dale. And what do we hate as traders? Indecision. Perfect way to blow up your accounts with all the indecision if you're not careful. Again, nobody is forcing you to trade except for you. So, you know, if you're day trading, these are going to be the times when the market's like this that you might not get your 20 or 30 cent scalps. You might have to grind out 10, 11 cents, 7 cents, 6 cents, 8 cents, right? If you're swing trading, you're probably not going to be buying many calls and puts unless you're doing really like a day trade or maybe an overnight. You're going to probably have to do more spreads. Or, very simply, don't trade, right? At some point, this market's going to bottom out and drop, or it's going to go up and choose a direction. At some point, someday, it's going to go and it's going to either break out or it's going to go and break down. And if it breaks out, remember, it's going to pull back. Remember, don't listen to hype. Don't listen to fear tactics. When the market goes up, remember, it has to come back down. People have to take profits, right? So when you see, when it gets, you know, look at over here, right? Look at this. Super overextended, right? Look at the RSI. Massively overextended. So when the market pulls back way down like this, what is the news and what do people tell you? Market crash. Oh my God, sky's falling. You're gonna go into the biggest recession of all times, you're going to lose all your money. Buy gold, right? All the fear tactics. Buy gold. Put all your money in Bitcoin, whatever. And meanwhile, the chart's just saying, guys, look, for this whole entire time, it's been overextended. People will need to take the profits. What to do? Profit comes back and scares the heck out of all you new traders. When really, you just gotta look, okay, this is normal. You know, we're not in a market crash. You know, once the market starts feeling these moving average lines, okay, then you might want to start being concerned. But right now, it's indecision mode. It hasn't chose. Easily, this thing can go out next month and go out and break out, right? We're right at a point here where it can, at the apex point on that symmetrical triangle, this thing could literally go and break out. We're also at the area of angular support where this thing could easily break down. So at this point, it hasn't chosen the direction. But it's patterns, and when you can see these patterns, you're able to better deduce things. And if you kind of zoom back here and you can see all the way going back, right? You know, go back to the election. Right back, where was it? Right back in here. So here's where the election took place. Right over here. So look, ever since the election, what has the market done? Goes all the way up, and then when it pulls back, everybody says, "Hey, we're going to have a, you know, a depression, or we're going to go like, and the sky's going to fall." When meanwhile, again, could it break? Could it fall? For sure. But at the same time, think about it. Traders and investors want to take profit. Simple. But again, you know, if you're new and you're watching this, that's why we try to teach you guys. Don't fall for hype. Don't fall for scare tactics and all of that. Come to work. Come to work every day. Treat this like you would your own business, because trading is hard. It takes time. And so if you're new, we have thousands of dollars worth of free courses over here, right here. You know, you can see, you know, if you know, some people might say I'm skeptical. I don't believe that anything in life for free is worth it. So, well, click on our day trading course, right? And you'll see right over in here, just pick a random video. Let's go to day trading. Oh, that one's subscribe. That's for our paid members. Look over in here, level 2 in time and sales. Or float. Let's look over here, low float stocks. Hey friends, Lucian. Hey friends, Lucian. There I am, right? So there we go. There's a stock. There it is, right on YouTube. So we're putting our courses together right for you guys. Good content. Trying to keep it simple for you guys. So my point being in all that is, if you're new, get ready to come to work every day, learn support and resistance. All of our courses here, there's a few $1,000s worth. They're going to keep you busy for months, right? If you want to learn trading and you're new, be prepared to study for, I don't even know, lots of hours. Let's put it that way. Lots of hours. But what's the rush, right? There's no pressure, guys. We're not charging you a car payment a month and membership fees. We're only $10 a month. So there's no pressure for you to rush and learn, right? We're not charging you a down payment on a car for our courses, right? Our courses are free. Some of our the videos in our courses are for paid members only, but again, we're $10 a month or $99 a year. So what's the pressure, right? There's no pressure. You know, we set up an entire community for you guys to learn from. You can see right over here. If you haven't joined our community yet, again, we are the Bullish Bears. You can join us right over here on Facebook. We have over 30,000 members now. So a great place to learn and ask questions. Make sure you like and follow our fan page so you can stay in touch with our updates. Again, we have such a large community. As we grow, it's tougher for us to be in there every single moment of every day. But we have great moderators, great admins, and just a good people, you know, group of people that just keep all the garbage and the spam out. So if you do see garbage or spam, just report it. Very simple. Report it. We take a look at it. And we'll either boot the member or we'll give them another chance if they're not trying to intentionally do it. But we keep things very clean in our community. So come and join us. Like and follow our fan page. On our website, again, thousands of courses. Save yourself a down payment on a car. Our trade rooms. We have a day trade room, a swing trade room, and a futures room. Great place to talk and talk with other people. Everybody's very nice. You can ask questions if you're new. Like, you don't have to worry about like any of the, you don't have to feel like you're stupid or something like that. Who cares? Like, you know, we're all new. We've all been new, right? Go, come, ask questions, talk to people. Our chat rooms are open 24 hours a day. So even when we're not in our trade rooms, people are in there in and out all day long. Great place to learn, ask questions. Our trade alerts, again, make sure you read how our trade alerts work. Don't buy something just because they go off. We're not a traditional trade alerts company. We do not call out when to buy or sell. We teach you support and resistance, which is really what's going to make you a good trader. And again, going back, if you missed the first part of this video, if you've been watching us on YouTube every single morning, we will not be doing live market YouTube for people. We're going to make it more private for members only. So basically, we're going to post that link every day right under when you log in over here under members only. If you click on Trade Ideas link, every day we share our Trade Ideas live screen share here. So we share a $120 a month scanner for you for free. So you can look at our live Trade Ideas scanner. And then each day, if we do live, we're going to put it right over here. Again, we shoot for every single day, but there's occasions, you know, once a week or so, we might not do a morning live stream. If we don't, our chat rooms are still open. Lots of people to talk. We try to do watch list videos, you know, 3-4 times a week. So we're always doing our best to give you guys as much content as possible. So we're going to post our private members link right under Trade Ideas. So that way you can just come in, click on Trade Ideas, and then click on what our trade room is that day. So just make it very simple for you guys. Maybe I'm just thinking of something. My brain was thinking of something. So here you go. Click on this each day. You know, look, you know, by, I'd say before 9:15 to be safe, right? 9:15, that way you'll have the screen share. We go on probably about 9:10, 9:15 each day. So check here, you know, under members only, under the Trade Ideas link, by about 9:15 each day. Get set up. You'll have your scanner here, and the private link for when we go live over here. And then, you know, sometimes we'll do YouTube. So if we do YouTube that day, probably just post it right over in here. Right, so sometimes we might do YouTube. We're still trying, guys. We're trying to do a couple different screen share things. So if it messes up, or like, hey, we do YouTube one day, don't freak out. Don't be like, oh my God, is he going YouTube or not YouTube? What am I doing? Yada yada. We'll make it easier for you. Very simple. Come over here, and you'll check this each day before 9:15, and then just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, subscribe. Click the notification bell. So if we decide to do, again, while we get this up and running, the best way for you guys, maybe we'll do YouTube instead. So subscribe to our YouTube, check that link by 9:15. You'll know whether we're doing YouTube or private just by checking that link. A couple other things you guys should be aware of, which is cool. I've looked at my screen so many times here. A few things. So again, Trade Ideas is our live scanner of choice. We get you guys a 15% discount over here. Don't buy anything from, don't buy anything. Like, don't buy any tools unless you have the money, right? You know, just because we say we love Trade Ideas and it's the best scanner doesn't mean you should buy Trade Ideas. If you don't know how to know, if you don't even know how to place a trade, don't buy Trade Ideas, right? Don't do that. Don't waste money. But when you start growing and you start getting more comfortable, then you should pick up your own copy, because then you can tweak it the way whatever way you like, and have it more personalized for you. So again, Trade Ideas, best scanner. We love it. You get you a 15% discount with this promo code. Sometimes Trade Ideas does bigger promo codes, so that's okay. If Trade Ideas has another promo code, use whatever promo code they use. We just appreciate it if you click on our links, because we get credit for it as a community. Same thing with, again, Market Club. Great swing trade / options scanner, about half the price of Trade Ideas. One we really want to put more attention on right now for you guys, a little bit more of the urgent side of things, is Benzinga. We get you a normal 40% discount, so we get you usually 40% off right now. But what's really cool is Benzinga is doing a 50% off for life. So if you click either one of these banners right over here under the Trade Ideas link or right on our website. Just click on Benzinga Pro, or you can click the link below in this video. We have the links below for Benzinga. Just click on, again, either our link or one of these banners and just enter the promo code July 4th. If you look over here when you click on it, they are doing, basically Benzinga is a live newswire service. They offer a lot of content, right? It's a great newswire service. Again, don't buy Benzinga or any tools unless you know how to trade or you're like getting comfortable and you want to like get better, right? Don't just like waste money on something if you don't have the money. But Benzinga, bit pricey, right? But they're doing a deal right now where if you use the promo code July 4, like for July 4th, they're giving you 50% off for life for their essentials package. So I guess that's now from $250 down to $125. So again, you can see what they're doing. Pretty smart. $250 is just way too much. You know, I wouldn't spend $250 on this. But $125, you're getting in the range of okay. You know, it's right around the price of Trade Ideas. Good complement to Trade Ideas. Great newswire service. They read news out loud. They have a whole bunch of features. So again, I don't know what they're going to keep their price at. I don't know if they're going to go back to $250. Well, I guess you can still get the 40% off with this normally. So if you've been on the fence with Benzinga and you want to try them, you might as well get 50% off into July 4th. But again, don't buy anything unless you have the money. Don't waste the money. But Benzinga, Trade Ideas, great compliments. Remember, think about it. When news hits, right, what does it do? It goes to the news wire services. People that are catching the news wires, you know, listen to the news ahead of time, can catch it many of times quickly before it hits a scanner like Trade Ideas. So that's why it's a great compliment to catch something before it hits the newswire server, or you know, why it hits the newswire before it hits the scanners. My brain is fried. I gotta end this stream. Again, you can see here if you click subscribe, we are only $10 per month cost of a Netflix payment. Again, we give you so much. We're always trying to give back more to you guys. So again, $10 a month. You can sign up below. So again, hope you all have a safe and fun evening. And definitely be safe trading right now. As you can see, this whole entire video is an hour and a half of basically saying be careful, the market's in indecision mode. But again, I don't want to make these videos 10 minutes long and be like, you know, I want you to see why is the watch list so bad. Is it because I'm an idiot trader? No, it's because you saw the scans, both bearish and bullish, and neither of them are looking great. Why? Because price is at angular support on a symmetrical triangle, and that makes it very, very difficult to trade. Thank you very much, David, and you all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy.